Hello everyone and welcome to Math 111. I'm Professor Sarah Hughes and I'm the instructor for Section 1, which is the intensive section, and Section 2. In order to take Section 1, you have to have placed into the intensive section. If you did not place into the intensive section, then you need to take either Section 2, 3, or 4. So calculus is the mathematical study of change, and I've recorded several videos for week 1 that will dive into that topic. For now, I want to focus more on the logistics of the class. All of our course resources are here on our online campus. It is where you will see all of the videos, all of the resources. It is where you will submit all of your assignments. Absolutely everything will be on this online course. If you are out sick or if you have extenuating circumstances, you miss class, whatever that may be, you can access all of the information that you need to learn calculus and to do well in this class on the online campus. When you take a look at your online campus, I'm showing here Section 2. Section 1 looks very similar, but don't worry too much about these live sessions right now. Soon it will be posted where you can actually see the class that we're going to be having. And we will meet as a class Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday. I'll break down what we're doing during those classes in a little bit. But what you'll see is if you scroll down, you'll see the toolbox, which is like a lot of the materials that we'll need this semester, mostly syllabus materials. But what you'll see are these little open check marks on the right-hand side. Those signal that they are assignments that you need to do. And by assignments, I mean it might just be that you need to read it or watch it. And so that will change color once you complete that activity. So that symbol is a good indication of what you have to do for the class. Yours looks a little bit different. Mine's the instructor view. All right. So what you will see is the overview, which is what we've just done. I haven't added it yet because I'm recording it right now. And you'll see some of the syllabus information. I've broken down the different aspects of the syllabus so that you can easily reference it. All right. So let's click on the overview. The overview is just a one-page document. It gives you the flavor of the calculus class. You'll see my email. You'll see when we meet. All of the items in these blue boxes on the right-hand side are what your expectations are. And of course, what goes into your grade. And so you'll see each of those pieces broken down a little bit. Okay, it's just an overview to give you a sense, but you can see the general breakdown. Exams includes 3 exams and a final. And you can see this big picture. It looks a little different than you might be expecting for a calculus class, but that is because I take very seriously you all learning calculus to integrate into your lives. And so we will connect all of the material to data from the UN Sustainability Development Goals throughout the semester. You'll also see the course materials. The book that we will be using, and I say using lightly because it's mostly the book that we will be using for some of the homework assignments, is James Stewart's Calculus. It is the 8th edition. Notice that it's got the red binding. There is an 8th edition calculus book by Stewart that is called Early Transcendentals, and that's blue. You do not want that one. You want this red one. You should be able to just rent it. You aren't going to need the book a whole lot. For the first few weeks, I will post the book problems as well, just to give you time to get it. We'll be using an online graphing calculator, and this is where we'll find the data for the Sustainable Development Goals. But that's pretty much all you'll need for this class. We will also use some open resources called OpenStax, but that will all be linked to in the course materials, and I'll show that to you in a second. The grading part of the syllabus breaks down how you're being graded, and that will hopefully give you a sense of what I value. A lot of the grading is done in a way to really facilitate good habits. So participation and preparation is very broad and it includes completing all the preparation work for class, attending class, engaging in class, and so forth. Because of some of the challenges this semester, some of the things that might come up, that's going to be looked at really holistically. So I'm not going to say you need to attend X number of classes, but I will look overall at your level of engagement for the class. Every week you will have a group assignment to be done in what is called your learning community. The first week you will complete a survey with some information about yourself, and I will put you into groups. And during Monday's class, you will be meeting in these learning communities. You can discuss course material, homework, whatever, but there will be a group assignment that is due every week. I will rotate these learning communities several times throughout the semester, and when we have concluded each group, you will do a reflection. Homework is due every Friday at 5 p.m., and that is every week that we don't have an exam. So I have the weeks listed here. The homework is graded. I can say more about this later, but every homework problem is graded, but because there's so many of them, each one is worth a really negligible amount in the grand scheme of things. But the homework is important for the habits. You do submit the homework on the online campus. We will be using Gradescope, which I will talk more about in the first week of class. You will have quizzes every week. These are not your standard quizzes. You will have a quiz. It will be posted on the open or on the online course. You will complete the quiz in whatever time it takes you. And then you will pull up the solutions, also on the online campus. You will pull up the solution and you will self-grade your quiz. And then you will write a guided reflection on what you did well, what you didn't do well, what your strategies are to improve. And you will submit both of these, but only the reflection counts towards your quiz score. So when I say quizzes are worth 5%, that's your reflection. The reason I'm doing it this way is because there's real value in kind of self-testing to see how you're doing. And also there's value in making mistakes. But what's important then is that those mistakes are caught immediately. And that is why you're doing the self-correction. So you can see immediately what you got wrong. There are 3 midterms, as I mentioned. These are the dates of each of the midterms. They are due on Friday at 5 p.m., just like everything. They will be posted the previous Friday at 5 p.m. or a little bit earlier. They are not expected to take the whole week, but they are kind of open book, open resources exam. Your lowest score on these exams is worth 10% of your grade. Your middle score is worth 15%, and your top score is worth 20%. And then you do have a final exam that is a take-home, and that is due after Thanksgiving. I will post it probably just before Thanksgiving, and it will be due December 7th at 5 p.m., so early on in the exam schedule. I encourage you to read through the qualitative assessment or the qualitative description of the grades because they hopefully will give you a sense of what my expectations are. Just performing calculations isn't calculus. It is calculus, but it's not all of calculus. And so I'm going to really be pushing some different ways of thinking as well, which includes a lot of graphical understanding, numerical understanding, applied understanding. So you have to kind of learn the material and apply it. All right. You can take a look at the objectives. You should take a look at the objectives. And again, that's to orient yourself on what my expectations are for you. Okay, notice it's a lot of interpreting, conceptual understanding, applied understanding. You should read the Statement of Intellectual Responsibility. It outlines your responsibilities as a student, and especially as we're doing a remote course, where the bounds are. And then you should also read the Statement of Inclusion and Accessibility. And you should absolutely come talk to me if you have any concerns or any accommodations, or even if you just think that the site isn't user-friendly or anything like that. We have worked to try to make this platform accessible, but if for any reason, any aspects of it are not, please let me know. All right. And then you can take a look at the first week's materials. Those are already posted. You should absolutely take a look at the weekly overview. That will give you a sense of what the goals are for this week. The course is really centered around weeks. So we have 13 weeks. Every week will be labeled with a topic. The first week is a focus on functions. That's not only what we're going to be talking about, but that's the main idea. And everything for the week will be posted by Friday at 5 p.m. of the previous week. So that weekend and that Monday, your job is to view all of the videos and resources. There are some videos and there are some text that I want you to read. And we are going to be using this tool called Perusall, which basically sets up your readings as an interactive document. So when you click on the assignment, you will get to the reading, and then what you do is you annotate the reading. So say, for example, you're confused about what a relation is. You can highlight that and add a comment. And then somebody else can respond to your comment. You'll be in small groups for this, so you'll only see a few of your peers, but you should be able to communicate to each other. And then I'm going to be looking at all of these and seeing what you all have questions over. We'll do some training with this the first week, so hopefully it's not too confusing. But the main idea is you're going to be reading through some text, some material, and you're going to be commenting on it, asking questions, responding to others' questions. This is graded, but it's part of your preparation score, and your grade is determined by engaging with the text. So it's kind of like the amount of time you're looking at it, your comments. Are you commenting? Are you responding to other comments? Are you looking at it several times throughout the week? Again, we'll talk more about that the first week in class. I will have some optional readings or videos for those of you who think you need a little bit more of a review. Those will be available, and I will make it clear that it is optional, and you will notice the absence of the check mark on the right-hand side. So all of these videos and resources you need to do, hopefully, before the first class, before Tuesday's class. Monday, we're going to be meeting in learning communities, so you don't have to have this done by that class, but Tuesday you do. Then in class on Tuesday and Thursday, we have 80 minutes each class period. We will spend the first about half of it discussing the material. I'll address questions that have come up on the readings. I'll give brief overviews. I'll give some kind of checking questions, and we will really be engaging with the material in different ways. Then the second half of the class will really be devoted to office hours. You can work in partners on homework. You can get help from the math fellow. You can get help from me. It's rather than setting up other office hours that are at different times, that we all have different times that we're available, I'm going to be really carving out some of these scheduled times for some office hours. Ignore that. I just need to keep updating a few things. Then what you'll see is that there are assignments. Every week you will have, that you don't have an exam, you will have an individual assignment and a learning community assignment. Your individual assignment is a lot of book problems. Your learning community assignment is like engaging with the ideas in different ways. So really using the sustainable development goals. The learning community assignment is a group assignment. You'll upload one for your group. All of these assignments, both the individual and the group, are due at Friday at 5 p.m. We have a discussion forum. We aren't actively going to be using it, but I've left it there in case you all want to use it, and then we can start using it more, but I'm not expecting to use it much. And then we have the quiz and the reflection. At the end of the week, you want to download the quiz, take the quiz, self-grade your quiz, write a reflection, and then upload that quiz and that reflection. I've put the due date for that Sunday at 5 p.m. just to give a little bit of wiggle room because you might not be able to get it done because there is a lot of stuff due on Friday. And that's how your week goes. It's a lot of asynchronous resources, preparation, engaging with the material in class, and then some assignments that are due Friday. Now, all of the work I have due on Friday, that's just for ease of logistics. I don't expect you to start working on the assignments Friday morning. For the individual assignments and the group assignments, you should be working all week on those assignments, and you should be starting them before we have our first content class on Tuesday, and you should be like revising them and and finishing them throughout the week. The quiz is the only thing you wait until you've completed everything else. Okay. So I will say more about the exams when the time comes, but it pretty much just replaces the quiz for that week. And we will spend the first week of the semester really engaging in functions, which hopefully are a review for most of you. And so that will allow us time to really test out and make sure all of the different pieces of the course are working. So if you have any more questions after looking at this overview, please feel free to send me an email at shews@amherst.edu. And I'm happy to talk to you further about whether or not this course is the right fit or any questions you may have about how to succeed in this course. See you soon.